How's everyone doing? Today I'll be doing an unboxing review for A Quiet Place 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital HD Combo Pack from Paramount. And if you've seen A Quiet Place, definitely let me know what you think of it, and let me know what your favorite recent horror movie is. Leave me a comment down below. But now let's go ahead and take a more in-depth look at the 4K Ultra HD release for A Quiet Place. Let's check it out. Alright, here we go. Here is the 4K Ultra HD release for A Quiet Place from Paramount. And you have the typical black border at the top with the silver underneath, where it designates each format: 4K Ultra HD, Blu-ray, and digital. And then you've got the two leads, Emily Blunt and John Krasinski, who are married in real life. So I think that played up the chemistry in the film. And then you've got a sticker right here, certified fresh Rotten Tomatoes, which I'm personally not a fan of that website, and thankfully this peels right off. So get rid of that. I feel like Rotten Tomatoes is too polarizing one way or the other. It's either like a 20 or a 90, you know what I mean? So I'm just not I've never been a fan of that one. I was kind of shocked at how popular it became. I much prefer IMDb for a rating website. I feel like it's more balanced. And then you've got the title right there, and it's glossy on the front, and then HDR, and then a blurb down there. This is actually really good for a PG-13 horror movie. I was really surprised. I was going into it a little bit skeptical. There was a lot of hype and buzz for it, but rightfully so. It lived up to it, and there's a good shot right there. And I love the sound design for it too, and just the concept where, you know, it's so much silence in the movie. The film is basically set in a post-apocalyptic world where there's these monsters that will kill you if they hear you make any sound. So basically they don't really talk, they use sign language. They talk towards the very end, just a little briefly, but there's reasons for that which are shown. But so the majority of the movie, there's silence. Even the beginning of the movie, there's no score initially, and then the score sets in, which is also very pivotal for the movie. But a lot of different other sounds, you know, background sounds. But yeah, these monsters will, you know, they're super fast. They'll come and get you and kill you and attack you if they hear you make any sounds at all. So yeah, they're just trying to survive. It's kind of like a just a snapshot in their daily lives of surviving. This family right here. And yeah, John Krasinski and Emily Blunt are the parents, and they've got kids, and they're just, you know, trying to get through there, trying to figure out how to stop them and their weaknesses of these monsters. And the 4K Ultra HD is an upgrade over the Blu-ray, but it's not as much of an upgrade as compared to other 4K Ultra HD releases. The Blu-ray is very strong. Even though it's not necessarily a dramatic increase in quality, I still think the 4K Ultra HD is worth it, because it is, you know, an increase in quality overall. You can get a little bit more vibrance of the colors. The UHD really works well with details and clarity. I think that's one of the things that stands out for, you know, the clothing textures, some of the foliage of the trees in the background, shots of through the roads and stuff like that. I think those are where it really shines, and you can see increased quality over the Blu-ray. And the Dolby Atmos works really well here for the audio, and I think sound is very important, and even lack of sound too. There's certain aspects where you have that silence that really builds the tension. And one thing that reminded me of this movie towards the end, it's kind of reminiscent of Signs. At least for me, that's one thing. There's a certain scene towards the end I was like, oh, that so reminds me of that. But I really enjoyed the heck out of this. One of the better horror movies of recent years, and one of the better PG-13 horror movies of recent years as well. A Quiet Place. And let me go ahead and show you the rest of the 4K Ultra HD packaging wise. There's the spine, you have the title, and then you have the Ultra HD Blu-ray, the Blu-ray symbol down there, and then it's a 2-disc set, and then Emily Blunt, the hand over her mouth, Paramount logo, which is again the same on the other side of the spine. And then if they hear you, they hunt you. And another blurb, and then a synopsis of the film. And even the house itself, and then like the fields, it reminds me a little bit of Signs in that regard. But you get some shots from the movie, and throughout the movie there's always that underlying sense of foreboding and suspense, and very atmospheric film. And here are the special features: creating the quiet, and it talks about John Krasinski and Emily Blunt being married in real life, and just going over everything about the movie behind the scenes, and the script, the original script, and then the sound of darkness, which they talk about the silence and the importance of it, and then the score, and then a reason for silence, the unforgettable visual effects, the creature design and motion capture. So some pretty good special features. I would have liked some audio commentary on there. It also talks about, Krasinski being a director and actor and how that worked well here. And then there's the discs right there. Disc 1 is the 4K Ultra HD. Disc 2 is the Blu-ray and the special features. And then 4K. This was shot on film and finished in 2K, I believe. So, but yeah, again, the audio, absolutely immersive with Dolby Atmos. That was one thing that was spectacular to me and really works for this film and kind of sets it apart. It makes it really unique and stands out. And then, yeah, you got the HDR. And again, the 4K Ultra HD is still an improvement over the Blu-ray, but it's not as dramatic as other releases. But again, I think if you are a fan of the format, you will appreciate it. You can see not just subtle nuances throughout, but certain ones that are definitely more vibrant with the color, and especially certain shots with the foliage and the trees, and certain street shots and colors with the fabrics on the clothing as well. There you go. That's what the case looks like. The same artwork. And you got the black case with the 4K Ultra HD. And then the only difference is it goes over more of the cast and crew right there. Let's go ahead and show you what the interior and the discs look like. There's the digital copy. And then I like when they do this for the discs. If they don't have artwork, I prefer it like this, where the Blu-ray is blue and then the 4K Ultra HD disc is black. So it's very easy to make that designation. And a lot of times some companies will have the same color disc for both, and very simplistic, but it works. So for me, I was really impressed with A Quiet Place. I would highly recommend it for horror fans. Again, I love the unique concept with the silence and just the way that it plays out. The acting was strong. You felt connected to the characters. And I thought it was just very engaging, and it just envelops you into the story. You root for certain characters. The monsters were awesome. I love the visual effects there. Again, the Dolby Atmos really shines here. And again, I do think the 4K Ultra HD is worth picking up because it is better than the Blu-ray quality rise, but the Blu-ray itself is very strong. And another thing I definitely want to talk about for A Quiet Place is black levels. Very intense. That's another thing that was definitely a standout for the 4K Ultra HD over the Blu-ray were the black levels. That was one thing that I think was important for the film as well. The film utilizes a lot of blacks and grays and kind of a darker color palette, which again reflects the bleak tone of the movie. And that was probably one of the better standouts for the 4K Ultra HD were the black levels, definitely in comparison to the Blu-ray. So that is one of the better parts of this release too. So again, very important for the film. Utilizes night as well, and just a lot of, they're hiding in dark places a lot of times. So yeah, the silence, the darkness, I think it all plays well for that sense of foreboding and suspense and atmosphere, and really well acted cinematography, the score, it just all works completely well together for a fantastic film and release. When you talk about 4K, you're looking for a dramatic increase sometimes. But this one, again, even though it is not quite as dramatic as other releases, being better than the Blu-ray, it's still an increase and it looks better overall. But yeah, I definitely am impressed with the picture quality, the audio quality, and the content of the film itself. I would have liked a little bit more special features, but the ones that they have are strong. So overall, a really fantastic release from Paramount, and one of my favorite movies of the year so far. So there you go, there's a 4K Ultra HD release of A Quiet Place. So there you go, there's my unboxing review for A Quiet Place on 4K Ultra HD Blu-ray Digital HD Combo Pack from Paramount. And again, let me know what you think of A Quiet Place if you've seen it, and let me know what your favorite recent horror movie is. Leave me a comment down below, and hope everybody's doing well. Take care.